All right, we're live. We're live. Let's do it live. Do it live, says Clown Bill O'Reilly, who wants to mandate various things that are we live? Am I on here? Yeah. All right. Looks like we're live. Why is it only on? There we go. All right, sweet. Bill O'Reilly says, "Yeah, you don't take the yeah." Bill O'Reilly kiss my big fat behind. Can't stand that guy. Never liked Bill O'Reilly. I want to start with something here. So this is a book I got on Albert Einstein. Um, this is Antonina Valentine from 1954. I'm doing a lot of reading on old Al. I find it very, very interesting. Albert in Relativity Land. A critical introduction to Einstein's theory of relativity, written by non-scientists for other non-scientists who have some intellectual curiosity about this famous theory. Anyways, this could be good. Lots of stuff on Einstein, which I just chuckle at. And I've just begun to do some research on old Al. I find there's a lot to be challenged. Anyway, but I did like this. And again, you want your books, man. You want your books. You don't want the electric version. I'm telling you right now. You don't want the electric version. You want your books because books, other than Mandela effect, can't be changed. Do I absolutely believe in the Mandela effect? I don't know. All I know is I know for a fact is Stouffer is stovetop stuffing instead of potatoes, not stovetop stuffing. And yet, if you look at old ads, they no longer say Stouffer. So anyway, I did find this interesting. During his first visit to America in 1921, old Al was given a questionnaire covering all the intellectual equipment a student was supposed to carry with him throughout his life. To one question as to the speed of sound, Einstein replied, "I don't know. I don't crowd my memory with facts I can easily find in an encyclopedia." I love that. I could not agree more. I 100%. All these guys, you don't know what this, that. I said, no, you don't know. Someone got upset with me because I can't remember what the contributions for Roth was. I can't remember. I said, like, just look it up, dude. I don't care. Jeez. It's like, exactly. Why crowd your mind for irrelevant facts so you can easily look them up? This is the problem with education that we have today. We're going to regurgitate Sherman's march to the, okay. How many hectares does Sherman burn on his march to Atlanta? I just march to the ocean. Oh, good night. Why do you have to know that by rote? Rote is not learning. Rote's memorization, and you're memorizing what your teachers told you that you need to memorize. That's not learning. Anyway, more to come on my my questioning of old Al. There actually is very interesting. Some of the right here. The relativism fallacy against metaphysics. That's an article I want to read. Just lots of stuff. I'm not going to go into it here today because I want to talk taxes. I just think that we've been lied to so many times about our history and what we're here to do on this earth, that I wonder if Albert Einstein was put there for us to change the direction, to flow along with the atheistic mindset of Darwin. Absolutely, I 100%. And I'm not going to sit here. Am I? It looks like I'm low. Connection's fairly good. Okay, cool. Okay. So what I want to talk about here today is I want to share with you. I met with this guy today earlier. And he's got pension. He's got salary. And I said, man, you should do the Roth and your Roth TSP. And he's single, and we're just chatting. And so the reason is because he's not going to want to do Roth conversions or anything like that. But the issue is when you have the money to pay the tax, just go ahead and pay the tax and be done with it, man. I don't know why people don't do this more. All right, tell me if I'm getting. It says connections unstable. I literally have no idea why that'd be. Connections unstable. Am I on? Am I not? Anybody here? Connection bad. I meant that was supposed to be connection. Hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks. Little lag here. Wireless. You're on. Okay, but is it like freezing quite a bit? Yeah, that's weird. Okay, good. All right. Little lag. You're on. Okay. Anyway, so the point being with this guy, he's in his forever home. You know what I'm saying? I just like, just pay the tax, pay the Roth, do the Roth, post tax. And just that way you have less tax to pay in the future. Now, that doesn't mean he'll have less tax he'll totally pay because he's a single guy, he's making good money, and he's got a pension. But I'm sitting there thinking, he's got surplus income. And you can spreadsheet it till you're blue in the face about why you should pay the tax later, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, just going back to what Einstein said, what he said right there. He said, why burden your brain? Yeah, it still says connection unstable. That is weird, man. Why burden your brain with facts you can easily look them up? Why burden your future with taxes when you can just pay them now when you got the money? I'm telling you, man, just pay them now while you got the money. Now, I know everyone, their mom will say, yeah, but you can pay them later at a lower tax bracket. Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. You don't know. You don't know. And this part two of this is one of my things that I want to talk about when it comes to like state. Where state should I retire in? They're all tax exempt and blah, blah, blah. I just think people make way too much of an issue of this. I can't tell you how many people from Maryland I've talked to. I'm like, they want to leave Maryland. I said, you like it there? I said, yeah, we love it there. So why do you want to leave? Because of taxes. Have you actually dove into the taxes as a retiree? No, but they're run by libs. They're going to kill us tax-wise. I said, but you haven't dived into that. You're just assuming that because they're run by libs. Okay, interesting. Have you ever been to Illinois? That's definitely run by libs. Are the taxes going to kill you in Illinois? Absolutely not. Pennsylvania, run by libs. Taxes going to kill you in Pennsylvania? No. Taxes in Georgia before you retire are pretty high. I'll just tell you FYI right now. The taxes here in the state of Georgia, the income tax is high until you're 62 years old. That's just a fact, man. Massachusetts, the taxes are lower in Massachusetts. Now, there is an insane estate tax in Massachusetts, so you got to escape that. That's stupid. But be it as it may, the taxes in Massachusetts, in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, are actually lower here than they are in Georgia. Isn't that crazy? Now, in retirement is different because retirement, we get a pretty good, once you're 62 years old, you get a pretty good exemption. And then once you're 65, we're going to go into all that here today. I just think people make way too much of an issue of the tax man, and the burden. I just keep getting this thing on the connection. That is weird. All right. Well, if you guys see it's still freezing, let me know. I can change Wi-Fi, I suppose. But I keep getting this thing that says connection is not stable. All right. So if you guys got questions, I don't have a huge thing to talk about today, but if you guys got questions, send them, just put them in. Make sure you put them in caps there if you would. In fact, put questions. Oops, questions. In part two of this, I think too, like when it comes to Roth conversions and whatnot, like I'm a big fan, first time, long time, but 100%. I mean, I plan not to have any Roth or any pre-tax money. Oh, the money guy just had a chat thing. All right, cool. But hey, York pie. I'm just joking. But anyway, if you have questions, put them in caps. Anyway, I forgot what I was just saying. Oh yeah. So the issue is you pay the tax when you got the money, so you have to worry about it. If that makes sense. The more you get behind you, the less of a burden it's going to be in the future. It's kind of like pay your mortgage off, so you don't have to worry about that. I just can't stress this enough. If you go to retirement with less taxes due and less mortgage payment due, hopefully no mortgage at all. I mean, what more could you possibly need in retirement? I literally don't understand. Let's just say your old buddy Josh, and I go into retirement. Let's just say I'm going to take Social Security at 62. That'd be 10 years from now. And me and my wife, let's say my Social Security benefit will be reduced to $2,500 a month because I take it early. And just for simplicity, she'll get $1,250. That's $3,750 a month. All right, so we're going to say, literally, that's it. That's $3,750 a month. That's what our benefit's going to be. if I take it as 62. I'm just literally throwing that out there. That's $45,000 a year. All right, let's say all my money is in a brokerage account or a Roth, and I have no debt. I mean, I got no taxes to pay. None. No taxes, regardless of what state I live in. None. I'm talking income tax now. I mean, how much? Look, man, you tell me I can't live off 45,000 if I got no debt and no taxes? I mean, do I want to? Not necessarily, but I mean, huh? That's not even touching in my portfolio. That's in a brokerage account or in my Roth. I just, you see how the big burden is? Yeah, but you got Medicare. All right, well, Medicare is of that 45,000, we'll pay 10,000 go to Medicare. So we're living off $3,000 a month. That's if I take that 62. I get no debts and I don't have any other assets. No equity in my home, no retirement accounts, nothing. Hey, Dana, what's going on in Maine, Dana? We got York Pie is in New Hampshire and Dana's in Maine. But I mean, I don't like, look, man, I get it. We want to have more coming in than going out the door, 100%. But the way you have more coming in than going out the door is you have less going out the door. Anyway, so I would not be so focused and wasting my time on making the perfect tax plan with spreadsheets. And we've got a lot of engineers and types on this channel. I get it. And everyone wants to they want to spreadsheet this till they're blue in the face. I would hesitate to do all that. I'm not saying don't, but you should see some of these spreadsheets I get. I'm like, look, man, don't email me your spreadsheets. The last thing I want to do is look at more spreadsheets. I already got enough of my own. I don't know if y'all can't see that, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Excel spreadsheet windows up there or tabs up there. I don't need more spreadsheets, man. Spreadsheets, I got my own. I can't keep track of my own spreadsheets. All right. So I want to share with you this. If I can find it, get rid of that. Boink. Probably got too many windows open. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right. So I want to start with. Can you guys call in? I wonder if there's a way to make this. I was watching somebody. He said that you can make this a call-in show as well. How do you do that? I don't know how to do that. Just one that guy said that. He said people can actually call in. Oh, invite. Send this link to your guests. You may want to share. You can have up to 10 people on screen at once. All right. So I'm going to put this out there. I'm not going to bring you on and let you know what I'm saying, but let's see. Let's see if that works. Hey, Dana, click on that and see what happens. Or somebody click on that and see what happens, man. Let's see what happens when someone clicks on that. I don't know how that works, but what I think happens is you're in my studio and then I bring you on if you want to be on. I think that works. I'm just not sure how it works in terms of exit solo layout. Anyway, so if someone wants to jump on there, it'd be cool if that works. All right, so I want to go into share screen. And I want to go to, we're going to talk about 529s because these are huge tax benefits of 529s. And then we're going to go down and talk about state by state tax stuff here too. The top 9 benefits of 529 plans. So saving for college, that's my man. He used to be, what the hell is his name? Joe. Oh, dude, what's the guy? Hold on a second. I interviewed him when I first started my YouTube channel. And he does maple syrup in Rochester, New York. Joseph Hurley. There he is. Joseph Hurley. Yeah, that's him right there. All right, so he had saving for college was his thing, and then he sold it to some firm so he could become a maple syrup farmer in Rochester. That guy crushes, man. Crushes. If Bruce D is on here, Bruce D is. Hey, Dana, there he is. Hey, it works. Dana, you want to say something? You want me to bring you on? Let's see. Mute mic. I'm gonna add you to the stream, Dana. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, cool. Hey, Hey, you here? Why is it?
What's up, my friend?
Hey, is there an echo on your end, or is it my end, or what? What's?
Not on this side.
Okay, cool. That works, man. Well, I feel like I hear the. Is that a bird chirp? You got a bird in your background or something?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll close out I can close out so your other folks don't have to hear the bird.
No, that's all right. I didn't know if there's an echo. So, all right. So Dana's in Maine. Yeah, it's cool, man. So it works. Yay. Anything you want to chat about? Anything on your mind? What's up for the better half? What's up for April? Huh?
What about April? She's right here.
Hey, does she want to jump on? No.
Nope, she doesn't. Imagine that.
Going on the boat?
Tomorrow.
All right. So Dana lives in Maine, everybody. And I went with Chloe, and he and his brother and his better half took us out on the Casco Bay on a boat. I forgot your brother's name, Dana. What was his name?
Barry.
Barry, that's right. Yeah. And freaking had a blast. In fact, Barry allowed Chloe to steer the boat, which is pretty doggone cool. I'm not going to lie to you. But we had a blast. Dana bought us some Amato subs because when you go to Portland, Maine, if you don't have Amatos, you need to go back to where you're from. And it just had a blast. So it was good stuff. Anything on your mind? Anything? Questions? Comments?
All right. Barry today is up doing the foliage trip. The leaves are incredible right now.
Oh, man. I was telling my wife, I said, man, we got to go to Freiburg Fair. She goes, I forgot what we had because she goes, she had something going on with the kids. I said, screw the kids. We're going to Freiburg Fair. She said, no, we got to do something with the kids. I said, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I went this year. My buddy pulled a pull tab for $1 and won $750.
Well, that's his retirement plan right there, man. Pool tabs for $1. Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on, Dana. Thanks, man.
All right, good to see you, my friend.
I just want to make sure it works. I appreciate it. God bless. Big hugs to April, and give that big dog a smooch. Speaking of which, hello, Pablo. Oh, there he is. Oh my goodness, yes. Look at what's her name again?
Lacey.
Hi, look, Lacey. It's Pablo. Oh my goodness, Lacey, we miss you so much. Oh, man. All right, thanks, Dana. We'll see you, man.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, cool. So that works. I think someone else jumped on there too, but okay. I guess I lost that guy. All right, cool. So we got Germany in the house. We got White Mountains. Yeah, White Mountains, dude. 100%. Yeah, Dana kicks ass. He's awesome. That's Maine for you. A lot of people go up to Maine like, they're so rude. No. Pool tabs too. No. The people in the hipsters in Portland think they all that in a bag of chips, but you get outside of the realm there, it's just a lot of freaking it's awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, we got Munich. Joyce is in the house. How are you heating your house, Joyce? I mean, you're in Germany? Are you guys freaking out from the electricity stuff up there, or is that just media scaring the hell out of us? All right, so while Joyce answers that, I appreciate you hopping on board there, Dana. Thanks, man. You guys want to see something funny? Oh, look at that. That's great, Pablo. Thank you. That's fantastic. Thanks, Pablo. Thanks for sharing, Pablo. I think Pablo thinks this is an AA meeting because in AA, you say, thanks for sharing. And Pablo's like, I'm going to share my butt. I'm going to shake it. So we went to the Jacksonville Jaguars game the other day. We stayed overnight in Jacksonville, and Pablo was here with Kevin. I'm still getting a thing that says this connection is unstable. If you guys are seeing unstable, just let me know. We might need to. Anyway, long story short, Pablo was not too happy that I had left him behind. He's like, dude, I'm supposed to be going with you, Dad. So he's been very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very needy with me. Since I came back. It's like, don't you ever do that again? All right, we got, all right, so let's jump back into this here. Oh, look at the big old baby. All right, cool. Looks good here. All right, cool. All right, good. I just want to look. So watch this, man, on 529 plans. I know a lot of people say 520. Look, I don't have a cash flow to do a 529 plan. I live in Georgia anyway, which means if our kids maintain a 3.75, they get the Zell Miller, which means tuition is free. We still got to pay for room and board, which at Midtown Atlanta was $20,000 a year for Georgia Tech, which we split with Maddie, 10 for us, 10 for her. And in Athens, where Chloe goes, is $10,000 a year, 5 for her, 5 for us. So if Chloe can graduate, let's say $30,000 from UGA student loan debt, that's not so bad with a degree, dual degree in economics and philosophy. Maddie is a master's. She get a PhD or I think a master's degree in computer science from Tech. I'll take that any day of the week. 529 plans offer unsurpassed income tax benefits. All right. Although contributions are not tax deductible for the federal realm, but they grow tax free and will not be taxed when the money is taken out, kind of like a Roth. All right. You put after tax money in there. As of January 1st, because the Trumpster, tax-free withdrawals may include secondary and religious schools. Interesting. So if you want to send your kid to some other school other than the freaking insanity that's happening in your neck of the woods with the 57 flavors, you can have tax-free money to send your kid to a more righteous school, if that makes sense. All right. Your own state may offer tax breaks. Yeah. I remember West Virginia. I don't know if they still do. When we lived in Virginia, West Virginia had insane tax benefits on 529 funding. It was insane. It was nuts. This is 20 years ago. I can't remember if they do that. But this is what I want to show you right here. You can use your 529 to reduce your taxable estate. Not a huge issue right now, I'm telling you, but in the future it could be. There are generous limits to 529 plans. They are seen as gifts for tax purposes. In 2022, deposits to a 529 plan up to $16,000 per individual per year will qualify for the annual gift tax exclusion. Meaning, not only do you not have to pay gift tax on it, you use your annual exclusion. You don't even have to report it. But look at this. You could put $80,000 in one fell swoop, and because it's basically 5 times 16 is $80,000. And that is over basically you do it in one fell swoop and it's still free from a gift tax because you're using all your annual exclusion in one fell swoop. It's crazy. This is the big one right here. There's no other asset other than a 529 that you stay in control of your account. I need to get back on the 529 gravy train because there's no other asset that you stay in control and is removed from your estate. It's insane. With few exceptions, the named beneficiary has no legal rights to the funds in a 529, so you can assure the money will be used for its intended purposes. This differs from a custodial account where the child takes control of the assets when he or she reaches the age of majority. A 529 account owner, you can withdraw the funds at any time for any reason. Yes, you'll pay income tax and potentially a penalty on non-qualified withdrawals, but you control it. You control it. It's crazy, and it's removed from your estate because you just dumped in $80,000 to a 529 plan. Oh man, you stink. That's no longer in your estate. The growth is out of your estate, yet you still control it. So if little Johnny becomes a freaking Barack Obama crusader, you say, I'm not giving that money to you. I'll just go spend on myself. Oh, dude, you stink. Anyway, I just love it. All right, so that's one thing about 529s. Don't overlook those. I know I don't really talk about them too much here. I need to revisit that. I forgot. All right, so then on top of that, estate tax planning hasn't really been a big issue lately. I was reading an article yesterday about the idiot from Patagonia, who gave all his money to. And the whole thing's just stupid. It's just fraudulent from point A to point B. I shouldn't say fraudulent. It's virtue signaling from point A to point Z. I get it. All these people are virtue signaling, but they're doing it to reduce their estate, right? And then they say, "Oh no, he paid $17 million in his tax, his gift tax." That's, yeah, but dude, his estate is worth $3 billion. Paying $17 million in gift tax on a estate that's worth $3 billion. Cry me some crocodile tears. Hey, so I want to go over here. I want to show you this down. All right. Man, Pablo, you stink. What the hell? Woo, that stinks. Right. Right here. So now I want to talk about some state by state tax plan. This is from kitsis.com. Big fan of Kitsis. Kitsis is one of the good guys in the industry. He's a good guy in the industry. Do I agree with everything Kitsis says or writes or freaking no? Of course, my goodness, man. But I'm a big fan, long time, first time. He's been a source of good in the financial planning industry for many, many, many years. It's actually funny. If you actually met Kitsis, he's not a very, he's just a dude. It's funny. I think Kitsis got 3 kids. I think Kitsis is a closet. I think, I'm not going to say conservative, but I think Kitsis is a lot more righteous than he probably writes about. I think he actually has this aura that almost seems like he's more liberal than he probably is. I bet he's not. But anyway, but that's just my assumption. I want to go in here real quick. We're going to go to state by state stuff here. All right. Many tax-friendly retirement states offer benefits for different types of retirement income. No state income tax. Okay. We already know that, but I got this chart here, right here. Right. I think Montana and Utah, Social Security is fully taxed. What the hell? Huh? Let's go to Illinois. Social Security not taxed in Illinois. Pennsylvania, Social Security not taxed in Pennsylvania. Maryland, Social Security not taxed in Maryland. California, Social Security not taxed. Oregon, Social Security not taxed. Let's go down here to the good state of Georgia. Social Security not taxed. Interesting, huh? Vermont, Social Security tax in some cases. New Mexico, Social Security tax in some cases. Minnesota. But look at that. All these states, red or blue state, blue state, blue state, blue state, Massachusetts. Interesting. Huh. So Social Security is a big source of your income. It's not taxed. Not a bad thing, huh? But yeah, Montana and Utah. Utah says, what the hell, Utah? Utah, kiss my butt. All right, let's keep going here, man. States that exclude income from pensions and retirement. State taxability of pension and retirement plan income. All pension in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is exempt, and retirement plan income, all pension and retirement plan income in the great state of Pennsylvania is exempt from state taxation. Mississippi, all pension and retirement plan income in the great state of Mississippi exempt. Oh my goodness, Illinois. Yeah, Illinois, because they have big units. So that's one time the units actually work well for you. All pension retirement plan income. Now, what does retirement plan income? All right, let's go down here. We're going to look at Illinois first. Do I want you to live in Illinois? Of course not. Of course not. I guess this is, hold on a second. Oh, actually, this is, okay. Actually, I see they're doing, so here's North Dakota. No private pension. Retirement plan income is excluded. California, no, none. Alabama, no exclusions. North Carolina, Virginia, Vermont, Massachusetts. Huh, weird. Ohio, Indiana, it's all subject to taxation. But why has Georgia got the light blue? Huh? Why? You want to know why Georgia got the light blue? Because check this out. Age 62 to 64, $35,000 per person is exempt from income tax in Georgia. Once you're 65, $65,000 per person is exempt. Pension and annuity income, IRA distributions, interest income, dividend, are exempt. And I want to go to Maryland. Maryland, right here. Pension and annuity income from employment. Pensions and annuity income from an employee retirement system are exempt. IRAs are not qualified. If you have an IRA in Maryland, you're going to pay tax on the distributions. If you have an employer-sponsored plan, 403B and particularly a TSP or 401k, it is exempt. And your pension is exempt as well, but your IRA distributions are not. Pretty crazy, huh? $34,000 per person age 65 and above and reduced for excluded Social Security. Let's go to the great state of Rhode Island, because here's a big one. Oh, New Jersey. We're going to do New Jersey. Pensions, annuities, and IRA distributions plus other types of income if total earned income is $3,000 less. So if you're retired, your pensions, your annuities, and IRA distributions are exempt if, as long as you're married, filing jointly, is less than $100,000 and your single is less than $75,000. I gotta flee New Jersey. Well, I mean, the property tax are nuts and the regulation sucks and the freaking mandates suck, but from an income tax perspective, no. Pensions and IRA distributions in the insane state of New York are exempt, but a private annuity income is not. 100% of federal, state, and local pension income is exempt. 20,000 per person of retirement income excluded after 59 and a half. Let's go to Rhode Island right here. Government, private pensions, annuities, deferred comp, again, does not include IRA distributions. In Rhode Island and Maryland, if you have IRA distributions, you pay tax. If you have employer-sponsored plans, whatnot, you don't, up to a certain threshold here. 15,000 per person at or above full retirement age, subject to income-based phase-outs. And if you actually look at Rhode Island, it's pretty favorable, as long as it's not IRA distributions. South Carolina, IRA distributions exempt. Wisconsin, qualified employer retirement plans and IRA distributions exempts. Oregon, IRA distribution exempts. Oklahoma, exempt. What the hell's going on in freaking Ohio? $200 tax credit. Wow. But IRA distributions are not exempt. New York, IRA distribution is exempt. Missouri, annuities, pensions, IRAs, and 401ks exempt. Missouri is the next. I'm telling you, dude, Missouri's where it's at. Missouri's where it's at. Buy some land in Missouri. That place is going to be booming in 20 years. Montana, IRA distribution is exempt, but you got to pay tax on Social Security. Maine, IRA distributions does not include income from Roth conversions, though, but IRA distributions exempt. So there's Dana Dane up there in Maine with Lacey the dog. They don't have to pay tax on their IRA distributions. I mean, up to certain thresholds. Kentucky, IRA distributions, big. That was dropped right there. It used to be pretty big. I think it was 45,000. Still 31,000 exemption. Anyway, the point being, like sitting there thinking, whoa. So the state isn't what gets you. Let's see if we got another graph here. They got lots of examples in here. This kicks ass. The most retiree-friendly states: zero income tax. Well, we know New Hampshire. All Social Security and pension retirement plan income from taxation, right here. Did we just read that? All Social Security, pension, retirement plan income exemption is 3 states. Social Security exempted, but pension, retirement plan income at least partially taxed. The 3 states right here, all Social Security and pension, retirement, right there. Mississippi, Pennsylvania, right there. But I got to get out of Maryland. Age-based exemptions, deductions, and credits. Anyway, I had written a book on that, this whole thing. It kicked ass, but I kind of threw it together and I took it off Amazon. It wasn't as well. It was my 3rd book I'd written. I think I published it self-published in 2019, 18. And it wasn't my best piece of work. Let's put it that way. So I took it down. I thought what I would do is I'd do a one version, then I'd update it each year with a tax code. I'm not motivated enough to do that. I don't like doing that, actually. I'm having a hard enough time getting finishing my inflation book. The idea that I'd say, all right, I'm going to update this every year. That could be a money maker for anyone who wants to do it. Write a book on state by state tax guide for retirees, updated every single year. Dude, you'll make money on that, guaranteed. That's not something I'm just too lazy. That's all there is to it, man. So anyway, the point being is, at the end of the day, you don't need to flee to state just because you're worried about stupid. Who the freaking Hochul, whatever her name is, or Pritzker or something like that. I mean, look, all these guys can get you in the long run. You don't need to flee because taxes. You need to flee because of other things, but taxes usually aren't it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. All right, so let's see. Any questions? We got comments. What did Chaz say? We got some from Chaz. All right, so Chaz says, He did not put it in caps though, so he's banned for life. What's advice for a 30-year-old with no credit score, no debt, no home, and 100,000 cash? I got no advice. Wow, I mean, you talk about retirement planning for a 30-year-old, no debt. I don't care about your credit score, no home, 100,000 cash. I literally no advice. All right. Let's see what Brian says. Yeah, exactly. You got a long way to go, man. Long way to go. Hey, Denise. Is Pablo happy this afternoon? He looks sleepy. Here he is on my lap, just snoozing away. And look at this big old bear. Hi, Big Bear. Hi, Big. They need a W. After we're done here, we got to take him for a W. We had coyotes, pack of coyotes run around the neighborhood last night, barking up a storm. And so both the dogs at 3:30 in the morning are like freaking out. Oh my goodness. And I was like, boys, man. And so I had to, hang out with them to kind of calm them down. By the time the coyotes went away, there's this big freaking owl going, whoo, whoo. So I let the dogs outside. And Finney came back. Normally, Finney doesn't come back for a while, but Pablo didn't come back. And I'm sitting there thinking, where's Pablo? And all of a sudden, I hear this owl, woo! I'm like, did he get Pablo? Pablo's a little bit, he's probably can lose some, but still, I'm like, some of those owls got some serious chops, man. They're strong. I was like, did that owl sneak down and get Pablo or Hawk? Because Pablo's like didn't come back. It's like normally Pablo comes back fast. A couple times Pablo has dug a hole under the fence and taken off. Knucklehead. But Pablo's so black. Did I just say he's black? Is that racist? That I was out there one night trying to find him. And I was like, dude, where the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's quiet. He's like a freaking ninja, this guy. Anyway, and it's dark outside, it's black, and I couldn't find Pablo. And I was like, oh man, dude. And I know I was like, Pablo's not like to run off because he loves me so much. And but I'm sitting in the middle of the street, and all of a sudden I'm getting ready to go over to my right. And all of a sudden I basically bump into Pablo. He had come up literally under the cover of darkness, just quiet as a church mouse, and was like sitting there right by my ankles. He could have literally sliced my neck if he wanted to. I was like, whoa, that's how stealthy he is. It's crazy. Yeah, Pablo's always happy. Uh-oh. I put my Wellesley back into the cash position. Why? All right, 1 second. Wifey's home. Why? What was going on? I'm not challenging. I just why'd you do that? Let's see what Wellesley's doing. Again, if anyone wants to jump on here and have a conversation, let me know. I'll put the thing in I can do that. We can do to. Somebody's arguing with my wife over there. So if someone wants to jump on, all right, just opened up an adult foster. Okay, gotcha. Only tax room and board. Okay, Kirk just opened up an adult foster care home on the 9th. Great on taxes. Only okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Yep. If taxes were used correctly, I wouldn't like it, but I could handle it more. The idiots in DC waste it though, and then come for more. Nice to be able to spend some money that's not yours. Yeah, but I mean, they all do that, man. They've been doing it for years, so we'll forever do it. Give to Caesar what's Caesar, and give to God what's God's, man. Yeah, Utah's bad news, man. From a tax perspective, is bad. And then I interviewed this guy. He's like an insurance, did I? Or I can't remember, but he was from Utah. And apparently their exemption on lawsuits or something like that is only like $25,000. So if you get sued in Utah, and I might be butchering this, but you could lose your house if someone finds you guilty of negligence or something like that. I couldn't believe it. I said Utah? Probably. And so also want to point out too, the vast majority of people, not only do they not flee their state, they don't even flee their county. If you actually look at the demographic shifts, the vast majority of people stay in the same county. Not only do they stay in the same state, they stay in the same county. It's amazing, actually. Oh my goodness, all this influx. Not very many people are doing it. just not that many. And I tell you what, man, the people fleeing California, the vast majority of those people are red state voters, and you should welcome them with open arms. I've said 1,000 times a Sunday. California, there are more Trump voters in California than there were Trump voters in Texas. I'm telling you right now. Well, the reason for that is because California is so doggone big. If 10% of the Trump voters in California move to Nevada, to Georgia, to friggin' Wisconsin, I don't know why they'd ever do that, but if they move from, let's see, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, the purplish states, or Virginia, this country would be different, 100%. There would be nothing going on in Ukraine right now. I'm 100% convinced if Trump won re-election, this Ukraine stuff would not have happened, 100%. Because Putin owned Trump. No, because this whole thing was a setup, man. Whole thing was a setup. I'm telling you right now, whole thing was a setup. I'm not quite convinced that Trump, and I want to say in on it, I mean like he's gathering around this table saying we're plotting. I don't know if he was I don't know if he stopped it because they were so surprised that Hillary didn't win, or if he was put there deliberately. I don't know. And frankly, it doesn't really matter. But what I'm saying is if Trump would have won re-election, we would not have the Ukraine thing. That's just a fact. But because Trump did win against Hillary, we did have Operation Warp Speed and all that, which would not have happened under Hillary. You see what I'm saying? So under Hillary, we would have had no Operation Warp Speed and we would have had a Ukraine war. Under Trump, we had Operation Warp Speed. We would not have had Ukraine war if he would have won re-election. But now we get the worst of both worlds. We have Operation Warp Speed and Ukraine war. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not happenstance, man. These things are planned. There's no other way around it. And I don't think actually like Trump, I think Trump's a patriot, dude. 100%. Biden is not. Hillary's certainly not, but Trump is. But at the end of the day, you know, even if he wasn't in on it, he was still being used for what they needed, which is the advance of cause. Now, look, man, here's what happens is you have the cabal gets 2 steps forward, they take a step back, 2 steps forward, take a step back. Right now, they're in their 1 step back routine. Everyone's recognizing now the pain that has been coming down the pike from various mandates. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it here because I won't get banned. But we all know there's some, and you see the Surgeon General of Florida, just the whole thing's crazy. Of course, Twitter thinks it, and I'm not on Twitter. Twitter's a cesspool, but apparently the Surgeon General of Florida said something about young men not taking to something, and Twitter banned him for misinformation. Now they reinstated him because it's so insanely insane. But the point being is it's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. They take, they get back a little bit. They take, they get back a little bit. Man, I'm telling you, I fell for it. The Department of Homeland Security, I fell for it. And I gave them unmitigated disaster was a George W. Bush regime. Unmitigated disaster. And I was in on it all the time. That's such an ignorant fool. I'm so freaking not even ashamed. Just I cannot believe. Oh yeah, Department of Homeland Security, they'll be legit as long as we're in charge. That's what Bush used to say in conservatives, compassionate conservatism. And Karl Rove, we want a conservative government, i.e. conservative, big government run by conservatives. I can't believe I fell for it. I can't believe I fell for the libertarian idiocy too. I just so insane. Something else I just want yapping. I got some McDonald's coffee the other day. And I want to say I apologize to that lady who spilled coffee on herself and won $4.5 million from McDonald's. I apologize to her. I was for many years I've been bashing that lady. I saw a couple of articles. I said, that is pretty bad. How she was really in bad place. Long story short, so I go in the drive-through. This one we're getting ready to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars game, so I'm getting some coffee to bring back to the hotel for my wife and me. And the lady, very nice people, but she didn't put the thing on tight enough. So I grabbed the coffee and it spills over my hand. It freaking hurt like hell. It scalded me, dudes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was in pain for that whole day. I was like, damn. And so I think about that poor woman who got scalding hot coffee on her, who spilled it on herself. Well, I didn't spill on myself. This lady didn't put the freaking seal on tight enough. And when I went to grab it, the seal came off the top and it spilled all over me. It freaking hurt. And she's like, oh man, sorry. I mean, she's apologetic, but it's like, you thought McDonald's would have learned by now. Anyway, the point being, it's not, I don't have I got to go to the ER or anything like that, but it hurt. It still does a little bit. This was 3 days ago, dudes. Anyway, so this woman spilled it on herself. And she just basically said, McDonald's, you got to make this right. I got hospital bills I got to pay for. They didn't do it, so she sued them and she won. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, this is a country you can sue McDonald's for spilling coffee on herself. Yeah, now I get it, dude. Now I get it. I 100%, man. I'm a hypocrite fool who didn't realize that until it happens to me, I can laugh at people, and then I'm just ashamed by that because I was, like most people, I feel bad for her. You actually look up like what the circumstance was on her. And I remember reading about this too, and it's still, you should look up her circumstances and recognize, it was more than what you thought. She actually did have to go through a lot of pain, a lot of stuff. Now, did she make some stuff up to get a bigger payout? Probably. I don't know. At the end of the day, though, nah, man, I just can't believe it. I used to fall for the big old libertarian thing. I'll never forget when Bill Gates was Microsoft was being sued by Netscape for the browser, and the DOJ under Janet Reno went after Microsoft and say, how dare you, capitalism, big corporations, blah, blah, blah. What a fool, dude. What a fool I was. That doesn't mean I'm a lib. That doesn't mean I'm a lib. I just recognize now that, some of my previous thoughts have been completely turned upside down. It's just all there is to it. That's okay. And I never understood this. Like, Herschel Walker 10, 15 years ago, you're okay with abortion. Now you've changed. How dare you? Well, yeah, because people change as they age. Dudes. You know what I'm saying? People change. I still 100% believe you should legalize all drugs because I don't think the government should be controlling what you can put into your body because all it does is create a black market, which creates violence and mayhem. We know that for a fact. And then people have OD because they don't know what to put in their bodies. That hasn't changed. I've been like that since 1992, and that's 30 years now. 100%. People say, "Oh, how dare you?" 100% believe abortion should be illegal because it's not the unborn's fault of whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? But how about rape and incest? Well, we can talk about it on a case by case. But the Democrats didn't want to talk about rape and incest. They wanted to talk solely about what? About 9 weeks or 9 months. If you have a baby at 9 months. Did you hear about the lady in freaking the NHS in England who is murdering these babies in the NICU? Dude, I think I can find. Let's see if I can't find. Horrible scum bags, man. I could not believe this. This lady was murdering these babies. Let's see if I can't find that. Hold on a second. Said, what the hell is? I mean, remember NHS? We all have to clap. We have to clap like freaking seals, or else they're gonna narc on us. Hey, look at my man Vox Day bringing. This is good. I like this. Ooh, man, he's putting skin in the game. Nassim Nicholas Taleb, they're putting on his the Castalia library book. All right. Second only Anti-Fragile, in my opinion. Subscribers also be able to purchase the fourth book in Cerdo collection, Fooled by Randomness at the subscriber. All right, cool. Good stuff there, Vox. All right, so let me see if I can't find this thing on the French government isn't jabbed. I got vaxxed because I didn't want the feeling that I was not doing my job as a deputy. I didn't know that Emmanuel Macron was not vaxxed, and neither were most members of the government. I did not know that a significant number of my colleagues were not jabbed either. And when I said that I was sick after, during the election campaign, nobody listened to me, and they wanted to silence me. The Pfizer director admits that something was never tested on. I can't be talking anymore. Right here. Check this out. British intelligence service I can't see what this is, M16 appears to have some idea what's being. No, that's not what I want to talk about. Right here, malevolent premise. The British authorities are prosecuting a nurse for murdering infants. A nurse accused of murdering 7 premature babies and trying to kill 10 more. Again, NHS took up to 3 attempts to poison infants by injecting insulin, milk, or even air into their tiny bodies. Lucy Letby is alleged to have gone on a year-long killing spree while working at the Countess of Chester Hospital, including one child who died less than 90 minutes of being handled to her care. She's a specially trained ICU nurse, was described as a constant malevolent presence, where she allegedly killed and injured many vulnerable children, including twins. She is accused of using night shifts to launch many attacks because she knew parents were off the neonatal ward. Several babies were poisoned with insulin in one child, allegedly. One child, known as Baby E, was murdered when Letby allegedly injected him with air. Manchester Crown Court has heard it caused what doctors call an air embolus, which leads to strokes. I'm going to let you read what this. Once justice is served, let's hope they proceed with. This case proves beyond any shadow of doubt that members of the medical community are entirely capable of intentional that, despite their training. But what doctor or nurse would be complicit in actually harming people? Why would they do that? A year-long killing spree is a fairly reasonable description of the recent wave of mass. Yeah, I'll let you read that. Anyway, there's some evil, sick, freaking people out there, dude. All stems from this lack of respect of human life because of abortion. Abortion is sick, is evil. If you've had one, you are not sick or evil. You're not. Don't do it again. And work for behalf of those innocent children. Oh, man. Look, dudes. Look, let's just put it this way. I don't know. I'm just going to go with that. I don't know. I look through my past. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have no reason to think anything like that happened, but I have no reason. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's disgusting. And I tell my boys in particular, I said, dude, keep in your pants till you find someone you love. Don't waste your freaking God's divine spark on some freaking clown. Don't do that to yourself. Keep in your pants until you find someone you love. And when you find someone you love, the divine spark will create, oh man, the idea of snuffing a child out because of inconvenience. So I can't afford it. It's freaking sick. But we know for a fact, if you watch my thing, let me show. I'm going to play this for you. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring it up. I didn't mean to go down this realm. Don't care. You can unsubscribe. You can throw darts at me. I don't. I literally could care less. We're going to go down here. We're going to go to BitChute, and we're going to play you this thing on. This will freaking piss you off. Abortion is always and everywhere a male desire. It's not a feminist thing. It's a male desire. I'm going to prove it to you right now. It's freaking disgusting. It's disgusting. Abortion is evil. People who commit abortions are not evil. They're not. If you had an abortion, you are forgiven because God forgives. Don't do it again. And if you're a man and you're freaking dilly-dallying and you don't know what's happening, stop doing that. Freaking keep in your pants, man. All right, so we got, we're going to go over here to my man, Owen Benjamin. And if you're not following this guy, oh, this guy is so freaking funny, man. Football. We're going to listen to this right here. And if I'm banned from this, I don't even care. I don't.
Well, after that wonderful one night stand, I got pregnant, and
What?
Yeah.
What?
And the thing about it is you have to understand.
What?
Joe, you knocked her out.
Are you kidding?
You
You know
know,
that?
you have to understand. For one, I'm not the type of person who's going to use something against somebody. And for me, it was kind of like.
How old's your son or daughter?
I never kept it.
Thank you, Jesus.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. Well.
Joe Rogan is a piece of crap. Did you hear the pain in that woman's voice? I never kept it. And then Joe Rogan says, "Thank you, Jesus." What a freaking clown. I try not to be a hateful guy, but man, I despise that guy so royally. And yet young men follow this guy's example. Oh, let's get mushrooms and smoke dope. And by the way, the weed that these guys are smoking isn't the weed from 50 years ago. It's all toxic. It's all chemical. It's all non-natural. Don't give me this crap that the weed you're smoking is just a weed, dude. No, it's not. Do I think it should be legal? 100%. Still, it's toxic. Don't take that crap. Joe Rogan is a piece of crap scumbag. Did you hear the pain in that woman's voice? Should that woman have had a freaking one night stand with some tiny little clown? No, she did. She made a mistake and she's going to suffer for it. Joe Rogan could care less. Abortion is a misogynistic desire. That's it. They want to go there and get these freaking chicks who are just something not right. I get it, dude. They want to have sex with some chick who's willing to have a one night stand, and they want to wash their hands from it. Can't support these fools. Is Joe Rogan apologetic for it? Probably not. Probably not. He's a scumbag. Scumbag. Do I look at my own self and say, man, yes, I do. And I'm a scumbag. But once you find out you're a scumbag, you say, no. We got to stop other people from doing that, which is why you make it illegal. You make drunk driving illegal. And as you know, I went to Jacksonville Jaguars game. It said, drive sober or get pulled over. No. It should be drive sober or go to jail is what it should be. You shouldn't be driving drunk, dude. You see what I'm saying? No way. You give yourself. I just got done reading this book. It's actually pretty interesting. I can't remember the guy's name. It's the way they dealt with criminals is they sent them back in time to the various dinosaur ages or something like that. It's actually the ending kind of sucked, but it's actually a pretty interesting book. I forgot the guy's name who had written it, but it was interesting, entertaining. And they said it's amazing how crime is just a book. I mean, I'm not saying this would happen, but he said it's amazing how crime subsidized or subsided once people recognized they could be sent back to the what they call not Jurassic, the one of the era of the dinosaur era, is how much crime went down because people said, don't send me back there. And again, I don't trust the government. That's why I don't believe in the death penalty, none of that, because I don't trust the government to get it right. I trust me. But what you do is say, you find out you drive drunk, you're going to jail. You find out you're freaking, the men who commit the abortion, not the freaking woman, the men or the women who actually commit the abortion, the provider of abortion. That is the person who goes to jail. That's it. Oh boy. The doctor who does it. I'm not going to go after Joe Rogan and throw him in jail because this chick that he banged got freaking pregnant in a one night stand. But I ain't going to go after the doctor and say, oh, did you abort this innocent child? Yeah, I did. Population control, Margaret Sanger. I'll kiss my butt. All right. I don't know why I go off these tangents. All right. Oh man, yeah, right on. Maryland doesn't agree. I 100%, dude. I could not agree more. Maryland does not agree with my worldview. I could not. That's ultimately what it comes down to. 100%. I'm 50 years old. Just changed job. Generally wise to roll over to 401. Wise to roll over 401k. I don't know enough to your situation, big guy. He's got 50K in a David Lee Roth. Look, Roth Lee. I don't know what Roth Lee is, but I don't know. So just keep in mind, man, if you are 50 years old and you just change your job, all right, and you roll your money into an IRA, that IRA cannot be, you can't get access to your money until you're 59 and a half without penalty. If you rolled it from your 401k previously to your new 401k and you survive there till you're 55, you have access to that money penalty free because of 55 rule. I don't think enough people recognize that. There's a huge benefit, to rolling over previous 401ks to new 401ks because of the 5 years from 55 to 59 and a half. And so the point being, once it's an IRA, you're kind of done. Now, some 401ks allow you to roll IRA money into their 401k. Some do. I'm not all that familiar which company. I don't know, but yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Dave Lee Roth, because he says 50K in a Roth Lee. Get it, Dave Lee Roth? Anybody? But once you roll that money into a 401k and you're separate from service when you're 55 or above, they have access to that money without penalty. That's a big deal. Opens up a lot of windows that you would not have had otherwise. 4 months till retirement. Right on. Well, I think they're all pushing the war. Lindsey Graham is pushing the war machine. Didn't he want to ban somebody for who the hell did he want to cancel for not pushing the war machine? Zelensky. He's their version of Joe Rogan. Would you make up your mind? Would you make up your mind? Look at this guy. He hears somebody in the kitchen. He's like, I want to go see who's eating. Papa's already like 1,000 pounds heavy. It's like, you don't need any more food. Look at this guy. I just want to look out the window. I just want to look out the window. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Dick Cheney, yep. All right, let's see. Media is saying the market is headed straight down for the next 2 years. Money managers probably not. What do you think the market will do over the next 12 months? What do I think the market is going to do over the next? Whoa! What the hell? What happened? The last I checked, the market was down. Now it's way up. What happened? By the way, did you hear the new FBI reports, the Freedom of Information Act, that the FBI way underestimated the number of innocent civilians who use firearms for self-defense? I can't remember, like a factor of 1 million, essentially. So the FBI numbers on civilians using firearms to prevent crime, the FBI has way underreported. Shocking, huh? Anyway, yeah, what's going on here? When I looked at the markets earlier today, we were getting beat down again, and now today we're all of a sudden out of nowhere we are up. So something happened. Yeah, what happened at 9? Something happened at 10 o'clock to make the 10:03. Something happened to make the markets take off. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Don't care. But anyway, so what? All right, listen. Shh. We're gonna tell Mad Mike what the markets are gonna do, but don't tell anyone outside the look. There's only 68 of us on here right now. Don't tell anybody. Keep it between us. Us 68. I'll tell you exactly what the markets are gonna do. Shh. They're gonna go up, and they're gonna go down, and they're gonna go up, and they're gonna go down. You heard it here first. The markets can go up and down. Don't tell anybody. Stoner Barblow, yeah, he's had a few debates. That's right. Scotland have a birth and death rate now. I don't know what that means. High birth death rate. Yeah, I haven't followed. All right. Would you open a credit card for a minor and give them head start on a credit? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I saw all my kids are on my credit card. They each have their own. I don't even know if it helps their credit score or not. When I got out of the Army, what I did to build up credit, there used to be this thing called commercial credit. And I don't even know how I knew how to do that. Look, man, I don't know how I knew. I just went up to commercial credit. I think I borrowed $500 and I was going to pay it back over the course of 12 months. I can't remember what I used the $500 for. I just remember going to a place right out by the old Landmark Mall on Duke Street in Alexandria. There's this old building, I don't think there's Landmark Malls around anymore. But anyway, the old Landmark Mall on Duke Street in Alexandria. I went up there. I said, I want to borrow $500 as a signature loan. They said, okay. I probably paid 1,000% back, but I paid it back over 6 months or a year time. I hated it, but then I did that, and then I came back. I borrowed $1,000, and then 18 months later, my credit was fine. It's been fine ever since. I just generally think just at some point the kids got to figure it out. Now I was 22. Saying I got out of the Army in 1992. Yeah, I was 22. So I was a little bit older than youngins today, but I learned and I did it my own. I think that's ultimately the best way to get a kid is to let him do it on his own. That's the way he can take full accountability and full pride that I did it on my own. Oh yeah. Well, no, I see what I don't disagree with what Brad's saying. Brad's saying they don't need credit, but they're gonna at some point need to buy a house. I love the idea we can pay cash for a house. It's just not likely to happen, and that is such a big credit that you can't mess around with not having a credit, so you have to pay a high mortgage rate. and the closing costs on buying a house are so high to even the closing costs on a refi. So if Brad's daughter is paying cash for anything, she's not going to pay cash for a house. And as such, she'll pay exorbitant interest rates. And then they'll say, yeah, but once you establish your credit, 2 years, you can refi. Yeah, but refi is freaking expensive, dudes. So, I mean, I get what Brad's saying. It's like, man, just learn how to pay. I 100% agree. If you want to stick it to the man, pay cash for everything. But, at the end of the day, it's still a credit-based society on big ticket items. There's just no two ways around that. And the big one's your house. There's no way around it. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's always just whatever. Marilyn Mike in the house. What's up, Marilyn Mike? Yeah, actually, YouTube had a video I did just 2 days ago. I had over 10,000 views. That should have paid me about $150 in income on their revenue, and somehow my monetization was turned off. I said, no, I set my monetization for default to be on. I looked at it on my view and said, oh, sweet, this will pay me $150. And it's not as crystal clear as that, but you can get a gauge for what YouTube pays. Monetization was turned off. I said, what? I said, YouTube, what are you guys doing over there? YouTube monetization was turned off. I said, how'd that get turned off? Because, I mean, hell's bells. YouTube is what pays my mortgage. And if they're turning off monetization, there's no reason to be here, frankly. You know what I'm saying? I was like, so I turned it on, but what was a $150 video is now worth let's see if I made any money on that video. This is my one on the 4% rule is way too high, and I made how much money to make off this guy. Analytics. Let's take a look. Oops, hold on just a second. I will tell you. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I made nothing off that, even though that view are 2 times higher than usual. More regular viewers are choosing to watch it, and they're watching it longer, helping to increase his recommendation on YouTube recommendations. Great. But got no revenue on that, nothing. But then we see this other video that I did, and we see retirement's a lot harder now than it used to be. Let's take a look how much we got paid on that one, shall we? This one is 2.3 times higher than regular. I got 11,000 views on that. And there's my $24. I mean, it's crazy on a video. You don't know what's going to hit. You don't know. I have no clue what videos are going to do well. I get an idea of some, you know what I'm saying? Some take off more than others. Some of my best videos don't get watched, which actually is sad. I actually talked to this guy, Flemlow Raps. I interviewed him. He's a big sports guy, like a big fan. And I asked him, I said, man, because it's frustrating. I said, some of the best videos I do, personally, my best videos are not very watched. He said the same thing happens to him. I said, damn. Because like some of these videos, you put your heart and soul in, you get 500 views. You're like, and it's like a great kick-ass video, so much information. Just people don't watch it. And you're like, damn, dude, it sucks. And that does encourage clickbait crap. It does encourage people to do short, traumatic videos. And I'll do some of those on occasion. Traumatic's not the right word, but clickbait stuff, and even that's probably not the right word, but I kind of I've been doing this for so long. I have a pretty good gauge what will draw clicks. You know what I'm saying? I always try to title my videos to draw clicks, but also to title them so I remember in the future. Like I did one yesterday where I took on the stupid Center for Retirement Research at Boston College on their $7.1 trillion retirement deficit. That's a hard video to title because you're like, you want to be able to come back in the future and see that video for what it said. You know what I'm saying? But you want to. But it's Center for Retirement Research, Alicia Munnell, all those things need to be in your title so you can come back and easily find it again. But no one cares about Center for Retirement Research. No one cares about Alicia Munnell. So you got to title it. So no one's going to click on that. If you title it, how Alicia Munnell and the Center for Retirement Research are wrong on retirement. No one's going to click on that. So you got to title it so it draws clicks, but you also got to title it in a way that you can come back to it. I've been doing this for 5 years. I got videos I can't remember from the past I know are good. I know are awesome out there. I want to revisit, but I can't because I can't remember the title is because I title it more in line to get clicks as opposed to remember. And it's one of those. It's being a YouTuber ain't easy. I mean, it's easy. Don't get me wrong, but it's like you want to get clicks, but you also want to build a sustainable evergreen source of income in which you can use not just short-term videos where I see all kinds of guys like, I'll never do this again. And then, you're like, whoa, what is it? You click on it and he talks about freaking picking his nose. You're like, okay. Yeah, come on. And I see that all the time. I hate that crap. I try not to do that. On occasion, I'll let something go. Like I did something the other day. I said, Bonds will never done this, or Bonds will never do this again. That's actually factually true, though. Bonds have never done literally what we're going through right now. I don't think people recognize the extent of the down market. I swear, Lynn, when she said she got rid of Wellesley, I'm like, why? Why now? The bond market is low. The bond has, in none of our lifetimes have we ever seen the bond market get destroyed as much as it is now. How can anyone see that, not see a buying opportunity? I don't know. I'm sitting there thinking I can get a 4% yield on bonds. Never mind the potential for appreciation once the level. Oh no! Look at this guy. Look! Hey, look at. Oh my goodness! Hey, what? What? You don't like bonds? The bond market? Not a fan? Not a fan of the bond market? Why? That's on Chewbacca. What's up, Chewy? You don't like bonds? You like stocks? Oh yeah, stocks make you relaxed. Yeah. You like beef stocks? Yeah, I get it, man. Anyway, you've never seen this before in the bond market. The opportunity is amazing for bond returns. It's crazy. And so let's just say the interest rates level off. You're getting 4 or 5%. The downside risk behind you in terms of the capital loss. And then that capital loss comes back when the price, because the bonds mature at 100, man. It's crazy. So now they start lowering the rates like they're doing the Bank of England or whatnot, because they're like, dude, we went too far too fast. And then what I think the bonds look fantastic, 100%. Now but remember, bonds are not exponential compounding. I just want to be clear. Bonds don't compound. Stocks do. That's the difference between stocks and bonds. Stocks compound. Your dividends that you reinvest compounds on itself. Bonds are not compounding interest. Bonds are simple interest, essentially. You get the interest, that's it. You can't reinvest interest in a bond. You reinvest interest in other securities, but you can't reinvest that interest in a bond. It doesn't work like that. So there's no compounding of interest of bonds. And people argue I can reinvest in bond funds. Yeah, but you're not investing in that specific bond. It's not, that doesn't happen. So anyway, that's the difference between bonds and stocks. Bonds on the short end look freaking fantastic right now. I can't. Literally for the next, I'd say probably 2 to 3 years, bonds just look so, maybe even 5. Look at incredibly attractive to me. Certificates. But see, the thing about certificates, unlike bonds, is if you actually look at the history of bonds, when the bonds gets pummeled, it does have appreciation, and it's fake appreciation, but it's still, you buy at 10, it can go to 12. It happens all the time. And the fact that the bonds, not only did you not buy it at 10, you bought it at 8. There's so much upside in bonds right now. It's crazy. But what about inflation? Oh, all right. I'm going to close this window here 1 second. What about inflation? It's going to destroy bonds. Oh, okay. Where's the evidence? Evidence, please. Well, look, I used to buy this too. But I mean, I used to say on my YouTube channel, don't buy bonds when bonds are paying 2%. So don't do that. Stupid. They're not paying 2% anymore. You're buying a 2% bond, knocking that sucker in for 10 to 15 years. There's no upside there. None. It's all downside. Now it's the exact opposite, dudes. But inflation is going to destroy bonds. Evidence, please. Let's see the evidence. Show me it from 66 to 82. Did that happen? No, didn't happen. Did not happen. Did bonds do great? No, but they didn't get destroyed. On the counter of that, deflation in Japan. Watch what he does. See if he does it. See how he lifts up his paw. He lifts up his paw and says, "Let me out." Oh my goodness, you guys are. See how he went. He's like the guy from Stephen King. Let me in. Let me in. All right, let's keep looking. You are so wrong. Only blame the male. Not only blame the male. I didn't say only blame the male. I said the chick shouldn't have opened her legs to begin with. Yeah, it seems that since Josh came on the radar, YouTube jail. No, yeah, it is what it is, Denise. Remember, I do live streams noon Eastern time, Tuesday, Thursday. I tried to do them on Sunday night too, but I was in Jacksonville with my son. Some guys, so you're supporting the NFL now? I said, no, my kid wants to go to a football game. You damn right I'm gonna freaking hang out with my kid. The last one I got, dude, 14 years old. In 4 years, they're all gonna be gone. You're damn right I'm gonna go to a football game. Wants to go to a football game. It's fun. Do I like the NFL? Did you see the freaking rough the passer on Tom Brady and then last night on what's his name? Carr? Look, NFL's got probably 10 years left, and then it's going to be just like baseball and horse racing and boxing. You can see this a mile away. This is insanity. And these rough the passer calls are just insanity. This isn't football. This is silly. Anyway, the point being is, yeah, I do support the NFL if my kid wants to go and I can get $30 tickets in the cheap seats and have fun. That's a fun time. My wife, my kid, and me. Cabin didn't want to go. He didn't like football. So I'm not going to support the NFL with Cabin because he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? My Chloe, check this out. Oh my goodness. So Chloe has UGA football seats, tickets, because she's a student at UGA. She literally could care less about football. If you don't use your ticket, you get fined. Or I can't remember what they do, but if you don't actually use your ticket to go to the UGA game, they do something. And so Colin went to the game. I forgot who. I think they're playing Auburn just this past Saturday. And she sent a picture. She goes, "Look at all these people." And we said, "Man, you gonna have fun?" She goes, "No." She goes, "Well, what are you doing?" She goes, "Oh, I just scanned it and I went back to my room to take a nap." So she scanned it, so she got credit for it going to the game. Scanned, walked away to go back to take a nap. Oh my goodness, that's the funniest thing. We just cracked. If you only knew Chloe, you realize how funny that is because she says, "No, scan, bye." Maddie and her boyfriend went to see Tech beat Duke. I guess we're supporting Black Lives Matter by going to football games. It's crazy. What does this guy say? I don't know that for sure. What's my take on a lump sum pension to a fixed annuity? I'd have to know what the payout on the pension is. All right, so just keep that in mind. That is what we talked about with this guy yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't remember, but this exact scenario. He's got a lump sum. I think it was like, I can't remember, 100,000, maybe $1 million, something like that. I forgot. And his payout was only going to be, I want to say he's 67. I think his annuity his pension payout was going to be like 5.2%, and he just did the lump sum into a fixed annuity. It just depends on what your payout percentage is on your pension. Mark is going to mark it. How dare you? Yep, there goes Denise. Look at fancy Denise, laughing up, down, up. R.I.P. Landmark Mall. That's crazy, man. Crazy. Cash is king. Well, let's say who is truly king. That would be Jesus. Heavenly Father, we just pray for all those people who are hurt right now because they feel guilt in their heart for doing things, abortions, causing abortions, all that. They are not evil. They just made a mistake. And we all make mistakes, Lord. And we know you forgive all. We forgive. You forgive. We just pray that they forgive themselves in the heart. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Oh, there's Finney back. Not to forgive is crazy. So remember too, by the way, God forgives you. So if God forgives you, why are you not forgiving you? That's just all there is to it, regardless of what you've done. If God forgives you, who are you to be harder on yourself than the good Lord, the creator of all things? Crazy. Markets are up because they're speculating inflation data could come in less than expected, causing a Fed slowdown. Oh, okay, gotcha. Right on. Right on. They turned off monetary. Yeah, I didn't provide any feedback on the war. That's weird, but I should make 37 cents by having my mug on. I gotta pay YouTube, Dana. That's what I gotta do. It's been a while since I did the whiteboard video, so I'd have to. It's been a while. So you have to look at it in terms of. I don't know how to compare the whiteboard videos because I didn't have. I'd have to look. I got to get back down there. All right, Wellington was down. I don't do any tags, or I don't do any of that. Titling. Look, man, just with YouTube, you got to title it correctly to be of interest, but you also got to title it so you can tell people what you're going to talk about, if that makes sense. And then you got to use that terminology you can't say, I'm going to talk about Roth conversions and then just have talk about your trip to the Florida Keys. YouTube algorithm and AI isn't stupid. They know what's going on. So it's got to be meaningful. Like, so for instance, most of my live streams I don't make any money off them. A, because they're too long. B, because they're all over the place. That YouTube's like, we don't know what advertisements to use in your live streams, Josh, because you talk about abortion and Zelensky and taxes. We don't know what to put. So essentially, we're going to put some people who don't pay much for ads because they don't know what to put in. I get that. So my live streams are not very profitable. What live streams do is they do create the legitimacy of the channel, in my opinion. When you see yourself doing live streams, you notice your channel does have better numbers. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I think YouTube actually sells more advertisements on live streams and you're getting paid on. As such, they reward you for that to do more live streams by giving you a bigger audience. Frankly, that's what I think it is. I don't know that'd be true, but come on. I mean, YouTube isn't here for free. I mean, we know you got to serve the beast before you serve yourself, and the beast wants money because you're a sharecropper. It's just no two ways around. I see all these YouTube guys are like, I'm like, dude, if you look at it from the context, you got to take care of YouTube first. You'll be better, make this easier on yourself. And trust me, even if my video is not monetized, YouTube is still making money on that. You see what I'm saying? Thus, is there an incentive for them to demonetize me where they don't have to pay me and at the same time get paid? Absolutely not. There's not. No. I know people think there is. There is not, unless you're doing stuff that whatever. Because if you don't get paid on YouTube, you're probably not going to keep doing it. You see what I'm saying? Now, there's going to come a time, you can see this a mile away, that people are going to have to pay to do YouTube. Because YouTube, the server for YouTube, for all these channels with 200 or 300 subscribers, 5 videos that no one watches, there's just thousands of YouTube channels like that that's costing YouTube money. It literally is. And they're not going to keep that. They're going to say, look, man, you're going to have to pay to get on the platform until you reach a certain threshold of subscribers or profitability, frankly, for YouTube. That's going to happen. You can see that by the way. I don't know when. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. And when that happens, though, it'll make it so there's less creators, and there'll be more for the ones that remain to split up the prize of the advertising. But that also, reduce YouTube's costs because the server bases aren't free. That's for damn sure. With that said, though, it's not going to generate any revenue for YouTube because the one thing about YouTube, the reason why it's such the go-to place is because there's so much stuff on here, so much stuff on YouTube from people who don't have many subscribers. You see what I'm saying? So YouTube's got to be careful there. They don't want to kick off all these people with small channels because a lot of those small channels actually make money for YouTube. With that said, though, they don't want a bunch of antiquated channels that are just sitting around there taking up space in their server farms that aren't doing anything, for 3 to 4 years or something like that. So it's an interesting dynamic. But if you're going to do a YouTube, remember, you got to serve the beast. Pay to Caesar what's Caesar. Pay to God what's God's. In this case, YouTube is Caesar. You got to make sure you pay Caesar, and you do that by trying to make YouTube money. And you do it by saying, all right, if YouTube makes it money off of me, then I'm willing to do that as long as I still ultimately get paid a little bit. And hey, YouTube pays my mortgage. I mean, as much as I love YouTube. I cannot tell you how much a big benefit YouTube is in my life. All these people that come on YouTube, bash YouTube, in some way kind of ticks me off because I'm like, dude, I don't like when people use the platform to bash the platform. I think I don't like that. That's weird to me. And people do it in my space all the time. The truthers, the right wingers, and I don't like that, man. It's like, look, they have a right to do whatever the hell they want to do, man. I mean, this isn't censorship. This isn't a violation of First Amendment rights. This is not the government. This is a private entity. Now you can say YouTube I get all this stuff that Google works hand in hand with the government. I get it, 100%. But the facts are, this is still not the government. It's a fascist. And everyone gets all mad. You're fascism. It is. It's a big government, big business working together. That's all there is to it. I know that Twitter does the same thing. With that said, though, it is not a violation of your free speech if you can't say certain things on YouTube. It's just not. This is not. And there's so many battles that are legit to fight. This ain't it. You know what I'm saying? The battles that are legit to fight, if people just think for 2 seconds, get beyond the red versus blue thing and say, for instance, is the general theory of relativity proven? And the answer, of course, is not. So if it's not proven, then what is the point? Well, the point is to remove you from a love of that you are God's chosen people. 100%. 100%. We know this. The Darwinism, the Einsteins, all this stuff, never mind the Steve J. Golds, Dawkins, the Hawkings, all this stuff. We know it's scientism. It's religion dressed up in science. Why do they do that? To invalidate you as the love of the creator, the one that serves all, that sees everything, that brought us here. That is the big issue. Stop this freaking insanity. I'm telling you, for me, and it was for YouTube, I would not have come. It's so liberating. You are here as God's chosen person. You, me. He wants a personal relationship with you. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. I mean, the freaking red versus blue stuff. Yes, I'm red. I get it. What I'm saying. I want the Republicans to do better than the Democrats. In of itself is not going to depress me anymore. It used to, not anymore. Because I'm so much more aligned, I think, with what God wants for me. You see what I'm saying? It's so liberating. It's like the best thing that ever happens. Once you say it's all in God's hands, and I can only do what I can do, and everything else will fall into place according to God's will. Okay, it's the best thing that ever happens. I still get angry. I showed you that video of stupid Joe Rogan. It pissed me off because the abortion. I hate it with a passion. But it's okay to be angry. Hell's bells. Jesus got angry at the temple. We know that. Getting angry doesn't make you evil. If how you act on the anger is what it does. But anyway, the point being is stop all this perimeter stuff on the perimeter. And the real issue is, do you believe what the mainstream narrative has been telling us since Darwin? You can say since Newton. Okay, I say since Darwin. And if you do, you say, why? Why do you believe that? Consensus? Huh? Because what did consensus do with Jesus? Consensus? I don't know. So I don't want consensus. Consensus doesn't mean anything. I believe what I do because I know God wants for the best for me, of his people, of which I am. And the best for me is to recognize God's love as the creator of all things, seen and unseen. And once you recognize it, you're like, oh, it's like the most liberating thing there is. Nothing more matters. And just give glory. So I don't know what God's plan is. Why do bad things happen to good people? I don't know. I literally have no idea. God will let me know in his full time. It might not ever in this universe or the next. I don't know. But anyway, it's amazing to me that people get so caught up. Well, general theory of relativity, special theory of relativity when it comes to GPS and all that. You're like, huh? Come on, man. You don't see what they're trying to do. All right. See what else we got in here, and then we're going to get out of here. Turn 401k to money market was when Dow was above 36,000. Right? So when are you going to get back in? Live streams create communities, more revenue opportunity. Maybe. Would now be a good time to invest in a total bond fund. I could never say that. That's for sure. My man Thomas Rice is retiring 123, January 2023. Yeah. I retire in 2023. Instead, pay the higher Fed rate lump sum. You got to make sense. Sorry, man. But yeah, 100%. NFL is nothing but a gambling opera. I completely agree. It's absolutely, it's reverse Robin Hood. It's disgusting. Taking no different than student loan, taken from poor, ignorant young people. Promise them, hot women and lots of money. And it's just freaking disgusting. It's disgusting. Basketball is going, oh, yeah, I don't know about the NBA, though. They're calling a lot of fouls in the NBA. It's like boring to watch. I'm like, dude, Texas won. Yep, they did, man. They did. Deb, hey, Deb, I remember you. I have had my retirement money sitting back. I'm conscious I put new money into Wellington. I love Wellington, Deb. So I can't say on here specifically what you should do. Let's just put it this way. The vast majority of my wealth is in Wellington Fund. I have two things for the vast majority of my wealth. This house and Wellington. Hope that helps, Deb. You can email me offline if you want. Yeah, dogs, man. Those dogs. But I do love them. All right. Guess we'll get out of here, my friends. Looks like nothing else. Anything else going here? I guess not. I can't believe Landmark Mall. It's crazy. Yeah, here we go. Denise, I calculate payout ratio by taking projected annual pension divided by the lump sum. Yes, exactly right, Denise. Exactly right. Yep, exactly right. That's what you do. How much are you going to pay on a monthly basis? Times that by 12 to annualize it. Divide that into your lump sum, and that will give you a payout ratio. Again, remembering there's no residual on an annuity or on a pension, none. I mean, if you have a survivor benefit or 50% joint survivor, I get all that. What I'm just saying is that would be your payout ratio. Generally speaking, if your payout ratio is less than 6, probably not, especially now in this day and age, it's probably not something I'd do. I'd take the lump sum. If my payout ratio is above 6, I'm looking at taking the payout. But again, that's up to each individual for sure. All right, I'm going to get out of here. God bless. Appreciate y'all. And I will see you Thursday at noon. Even Denise, if the thing doesn't notify, you've been notified. Okay? You right there. You. I'm Randy from South Park. We got to stop pointing about the economy. We got to stop pointing the finger at people. Yeah, you Tim, you, Pablo, we got to stop pointing the finger. As he's pointing the finger. Oh, Randy from South Park is classic. All right, we'll see you guys.